What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Monday, November 15th. Now, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Please follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Only place you're going to get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. Please let me know in the comments section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. Finally, shout out to PrizePicks for being the presenting sponsor of this video. Use the promo code Awesemo when signing up to get a 100% instant match deposit bonus on your first deposit. Now we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Kyle Kuzma, Anthony Edwards, Zach LaVine, Kevin Huerter, and Anthony Davis on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, I'm looking at D'Angelo Russell. Point guard, shooting guard eligibility, 7,100, projected for 40, but the goal's just 45, and he's in the optimal lineup 17% of the time. I got him at 1.24 fantasy points per minute in this spot, 32 minutes, 28% usage, 27.4. That's a decent, just baseline stat projection for a $7,100 guy. A stock and a half. Turnovers aren't great, but it's not as bad on DK. And it's a pace-up spot for Minnesota against Phoenix. They gained 2 possessions over their average. That's pretty good here for Minnesota. So I think given Russell's new minutes level, it's slowly creeping up. I think he's more likely to play 34 than 30 today. I like that kind of upside, so I like him a lot at 3,100. Sorry, 7,100. I don't know why he'd be 3,100. If D'Angelo Russell were 3,100 today, you should play him. Off to Detroit for number 4, Cade Cunningham, point guard, shooting guard eligibility, 5,500, projected for 33. The goal is 38. He's in the optimal lineup 18% of the time. I got him in at 32 minutes, 26% usage. Dude's just dominating the ball, as he should. I think he's basically a fantasy point per minute guy. The shot is just not falling to show that yet. 15 points is my expectation, almost 7 boards, 4 assists, which honestly feels slightly low, a stock and a half, pace up spot, gain 2.3 possessions over their average, taking on Sacramento, and it's Sacramento, so you're not even all that worried about it. Regardless, Cade Cunningham, based on his current usage, should be in a lot of lineups today. At number 3, I'm looking at Tyler Hero. He's 6,600, point guard, shooting guard eligibility, projected for almost 40. The goal's 43. He's in the optimal lineup 21% of the time. Now, I am assuming that Jimmy Butler doesn't play. If he does play, Tyler Hero is going to fall out of this spot. But I don't necessarily think that Miami needs to rush back Jimmy Butler for a matchup against Oklahoma City. They might, but for right now, I'm assuming that they don't. 35 minutes for Tyler Hero. 1.1 fantasy points per minute, 22.7, 4.5 and a stock, 28% usage, which is the big piece. You definitely want to try to get someone that can dominate the ball in a matchup against a terrible team like Oklahoma City, because I might need him to get all of his shots in the first 3 quarters. 6,600 though, that's a price tag that works pretty well for a guy playing full starters minutes and with likely the highest usage on the team. At number 2, we're going value. Point guard, shooting guard eligible, Aaron Holiday. He's 3,500, projected for 26.5. The goal's 30. He's in the optimal lineup 22% of the time. He started in place of Bradley Beal in their last game, and I'm assuming that happens again. If it does, 32 minutes, around 0.8 fantasy points per minute, but you get the ability to pay up elsewhere. This is just a great price tag for his minutes and his rates. 12, 4.5, 3 boards, a steal, maybe a block. Pace down spot, sort of, against New Orleans. They lose 0.6 of a possession, but in the grand scheme of things, they're also taking on the Pelicans, who aren't very good. That should be a benefit. None of it really matters. The logistics of getting to Aaron Holiday don't matter. If Aaron Holiday starts, he's a fantastic play at 3,500. Otherwise, we're probably not talking about him. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. You don't want to skip that one because that's where the updates are. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you're never going to see what these numbers become as the day moves on. Please get into the comments section. I need to know your favorite and least favorite contenders. And finally, one last shout out to PrizePicks, the presenting sponsor of this video. In at number 1, pretty easily, in fact, shooting guard, small forward eligible, Talen Horton-Tucker. He is the flat 3K, projected for 25. The goal is 28. He's in the optimal lineup 30% of the time. I gave him 28 minutes. He started the last game out. If you told me he played 30 or 32 or 34, I would honestly believe it. But for right now, as pessimistic as possible, 28 minutes still gets him into the number 1 spot, and it's not close. 0.9 fantasy points per minute in the spot. Not a lot of usage to go around when Russ is out there with AD. 11 points, 4 boards, 3.5 assists, a stock and a half. It's all pedestrian type numbers. Relatively pace neutral against Chicago. Now, the Bulls have been a good defense this season. I don't think that that's going to continue the same way. So you're not worried about that matchup. None of it really matters. He's the flat 3K. If Talen Horton-Tucker starts, unquestionably the number 1 play on the slate, probably the first guy you're putting into every cash lineup, especially since you can put him in at shooting guard, small forward, guard forward utility. Even if he doesn't start, Talen Horton-Tucker as a value play playing 22 minutes in this game is viable. Now, it's an 11-game slate, so you're probably going to need a little bit more. He's still viable. What we're really looking for, though, Talen Horton-Tucker in the starting lineup, 28 plus minutes, and the number 1 contender for today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Monday, November 15th. FanDuel version of this video is around here somewhere. Make sure you check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. Watch me on Live Before Lock at 6 p.m., and I will be back tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.